Very good afternoon. Let's take a look at the markets. Asian stocks ended the session mixed, this as investors awaited a speech from the US Fed Reserve Chair later today. While on the positive side, the artificial intelligence angle saw investors continue to bet on tech stocks following news that Nvidia planned to invest further in the sector. The Nikkei share average rose by just shy of 1%. The Hang Seng Index declined by 0.8%, while the Shanghai Composite Index lost 0.2%. Equities closed higher in yesterday's trade, consolidating recent record highs driven in large part by the technology sector. Nvidia shares jumped 4% following news that the company is set to spend up to $100 billion in OpenAI to support the development of new data centers and computing infrastructure. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 0.14%. The S&P 500 rose by 0.44%, while the Nasdaq Composite Index advanced by 0.7%. Looking at local indicators, we see that the all-share index is currently up 0.6%. And we look at the currency, seeing that the rand is trading at 17.29 vis-a-vis the dollar, 23.36 against the British pound, and 20.40 against the euro. Looking at commodities, we see that gold is trading at quite high levels at $3,784 an ounce, platinum at $1,445 an ounce, while Brent crude oil is trading at $66.82 a barrel. Let's get into it very quickly with Makwe Masilela. He's Chief Investment Officer at Makwe Fund Managers. Thanks very much, Makwe, for joining us. So it looks as though there's no end in the excitement when it comes to tech stocks. And of course, this has been driven largely by Nvidia. We're also expecting the Fed chair to speak a bit later. What is it that market participants will be expecting to hear?
And definitely it has been like that for quite some time, that tech stocks have been driving the markets. And as it stands now, the guys who have already spoken from the Fed itself, they've been so hawkish. Our man can say we've been getting mixed signals. But with now the chairperson speaking, we'd like to see what is it that he meant the other time in his press conference when he said he's more or less not guaranteeing. They will depend on what is happening with the labor and also the inflation number. And speaking about that, we know those numbers are coming on Friday, so it will be very interesting to see whether the two more rate cuts that markets have been expecting will materialize or not.
In the meantime, the gold price is flirting with $3,800 an ounce. Do you think it might test the $4,000 an ounce level sometime this year? And presumably that speaks to the continuing sort of tension that investors have with the current situation, so uncertain that it is.
Remember, gold has been benefiting from central bankers buying, geopolitics, and also the issue about interest rates. And when interest rates go down, then it means the opportunity cost of holding gold becomes so less. So if we get those decreases when it comes to interest rates, then definitely gold will continue to have some legs to run on.
So the Reserve Bank released its leading indicator today, which kind of forecasts how the economy is set to fare going forward in the next 6 to 12 months. And it registered a positive reading once again. I wonder, what's your sense about the prospects for the local economy, which naturally feeds the investor psyche?
You know, so far 2 months in a row, I think we have to be excited. And with interest rates that we expect that will continue to go down, inflation as well. Yes, the headwind continues to be the trade issues with the US. But the sooner the guys get in your markets, or maybe we get our tariffs reduced, then definitely most of the things will be factored into economy. Then going forward, one can expect to see a decent economic growth. And you look into all these other institutions, they've kind of revised up, not even that much, you know, when it comes to the economic growth forecast.
Yeah. So, Makwe, during the state capture hearings, the commission, everybody was looking at that, international viewers as well. To what extent do you think people are looking at the Madlanga Commission, and to what extent do you think that this may affect the rand in the months to come?
Rule of law continues to be very important for all the investors, not just for citizens. So the minute we start to say is to see that there is definitely some rule of law, some independence when it comes to the judiciary, then definitely that will be a confidence booster. But if we get the opposite, then that will be so unfortunate. Even the guys who are already here, they might even consider leaving.
Thank you so much, Makwe, for your time as always. That was Makwe Masilela. He's the Chief Investment Officer at Makwe Fund Managers.